Music provides the soundtrack for our lives and for the liturgy. From Gregorian chant to full choral arrangements, sacred music feeds our soul. Morning Light explores centuries worth of timeless treasures while trying to stay in tune.
It is 7:24 here at Morning Light, heard across the Salton Light Catholic Radio Network. Time now for sacred music on this thankful Thursday, and Ken Jurscha from Our Lady of the Valley out in Caldwell joining us via Zoom. And you've had a kind of change in management out there at OLV, and with that maybe comes some challenges or opportunities, I guess, when it comes to music. Good morning and welcome back.
Good morning.
Oh, his microphone's off.
Yes, that's funny. We can read your lips saying, yes, my microphone is off.
Oh, got to put the glasses on.
Boy, I get that.
There he is.
There
Thank
you are.
Perfect.
Yes, opportunities. It used to be in the technical world that they would call challenges, opportunities.
Because with that, we have a new pastor, a new parochial vicar, but they might have some different musical preferences than the previous pastor, and so you kind of have to have an open line of communication there, because the music at Mass liturgically it might change because of the bilingual nature of the congregation.
Well, that's certainly a factor. I would think that would have been a larger factor, but I think it's really more a factor of the priests themselves. I mean, the priest that brought me in, Father Jose, who's now at St. Paul's, had just a real intentional approach to bringing me in. He had seen that music was not as contemporary as he wanted, that he wanted something that would reach the congregation more on more familiar terms with things that were in breaking bread and even beyond that. The OCP missalette that's in most of the pews that has 800 songs in it or so. And so Father Jose asked that I come on board and help to contemporize the music there. And now that we've got Father Julio and Father Nelson Sintra, who have a different learning path than Father Jose, they both have some different bents that they're bringing to things that really go in a different direction from where Father Jose wanted to go. And that's fine, and it's appropriate, but it is a challenge to learn what their interests are. And so part of that is what I've showcased in a couple of the songs that I've sent you. And you could go ahead and tee up the Envia tu Espiritu. And this is the one that I've been very active in the bilingual services. And so I use things like Pan de Vida, Pescador de Hombres, a number of other things, because even in the services where it's supposedly the English service, 30 to 50% of the attendees may be Spanish speaking as first or second language. And so I want to make sure that I'm always reaching those people as well. So that's where Envia tu Espiritu comes in, written by Bob Hurd, certainly an English speaker, but he reached out to the Spanish community. So go ahead and play that, and I'll grab my coffee while it starts up.
we think about masses like the Life Mass that's coming up here in a couple of weeks, that is usually a bilingual service, but I'm not sure if I've ever heard sacred music like that where there's Spanish and English mixed in. Have you?
I have, but I grew up in a bilingual parish.
Oh.
So, yes, I like that. And Brian and I are both doing a little jiggy dance.
Yeah.
Wow, because it's got this very gentle, like you don't want to break out, into the aisle and dance, but it gives you just this beautiful rhythm. And it's okay to praise the Lord with a little groove.
Right. Now, the interesting thing about that is that if you listen to the way the song is performed, there's not just a groove. There's also some syncopation that makes the timing a little bit more difficult. And so one of the things I've enjoyed is, as I've been doing bilingual services with several of the Spanish groups at Our Lady of the Valley, is to be able to sit in with them and play guitar on top of the music that they're doing and be able to play leads and things like that, because I get to stand back a little bit. They provide the groove, right? And they do all the singing, and then I can play a little guitar and have some fun with it. So it's been a blessing in that way. Now, shifting onto another language, one of the things, and Hope has been involved with this, is that Father Sintra has a real attachment to Latin and traditional music. And so he has actually formed a new group out there. And I'm not sure how much Hope thinks we should talk about it, but it's a girls' choir.
Right.
And they perform periodically in very traditional and Latin music. And so one of the things I'm trying to do with the choir that we have for the English group is also introduce more Latin music. So we had the Feast of Mary, our Mother of God. And for the first time, our group did the Salve Regina. And that was a new experience for several of the people there. Now, we're also going down some other roads. And the next song that you're going to play is Veni Creator Spiritus, which is a traditional Latin chant type song. So go ahead and play that one, and then we can talk a little bit more if we have time.
So with Catholicism being the universal church, I don't know, sometimes part of me wishes we still spoke Latin, I guess, because it's the universal language and it wouldn't matter where you go to Mass around the world, you'd all be hearing the same language. And of course, when you hear beautiful music like that, I don't know, maybe it backs up that point a little bit.
Lovely. Well,
Yeah.
and Our Lady of the Valley, if for those who haven't been, it is a beautiful church. And I really encourage people to maybe a little pilgrimage out to Our Lady of the Valley to see. It's a really fun place to sing because it is just, it's acoustically lovely.
Yes.
What are your thoughts, Ken?
Yeah, it definitely is. I did want to touch on one of the challenges here with dealing with Latin, especially for those who are not Latin speakers, because it has been so removed from society, is that to learn a Latin song like that, it can be really quite some work. So part of what we do is we actually speak through the verses to make sure that we're all getting the Latin, the pronunciation and the timing of the words correct to the music. And we just through speaking, and then we'll start to work through the verses and realize that, boy, it's really hard to get the timing right because we're not familiar with the chant form that's being used. And so then it behooves us to really take the practice seriously on those kinds of things. So it's being a journey for me to teach Latin, which I hadn't really studied since I was 13, 14 in high school, right? And really having fallen out of practice in the Catholic Church because it's so seldom used. So yes, I knew the Salve Regina, I know some other Latin, but to go through something that is infrequently used, like this one, Veni Creator Spiritus, and some of the others that the new girls choir out of Our Lady of the Valley is using, is going to be challenging for the adult choir. So anyway, that's where things stand, and I appreciate the learning that our new priests are putting me through.
We're never too old to learn something new.
Well, that's gracious to say, because it's tricky when you've been part of a parish for a period of time and then the leadership changes and you're like, hold the phone, we've got a thing going here, and now you're going to shake it up. So, God bless you for being flexible. It's really challenging. I can appreciate how very challenging that is.
Yeah, it's interesting. Some of the choir members are asking you to not be so flexible.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for getting up early and joining us. And we wish you and Leslie a very happy new year. And we will talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Yep. Happy New Year. God bless.